I'm going to show you here today is how to build retractable stairs from scratch. As you can tell, we have our opening right here. Very important on the opening, you want to make sure it's nice and strong. Double beamed is what we have. True 2x6, doubled up. And that's going to just make sure it carries all the weight of the floor. Make sure it's nice and structurally sound first. So it's a nice strong brace, goes all the way to the beginning and end of the building, and then the load goes down. And underneath the house, don't assume that you have load, nice and secure underneath. You make sure you go underneath the house and verify that. So, okay, so we have the opening here. So once you have your opening, you want to figure out how long your stairs are going to be, your sizes, and everything like that. So there's a website you can go on to, calculate stair calculations. Just Google that, and it will calculate, depending on how big your opening is and how high up and down you have, it will tell you where you're going to put your stairs. So we have two 16-footers. These are going to be the size of the stairs here. And the stairs themselves, you just picked up the treads here at Home Depot. They're about $12-15 a stair. What we're going to do is stain these stairs. We're going to stain them the same color as the floor, which is going to give it a nice effect. And then the sides here, we're going to stain these brown. So what we're also using to do the lift part, which is the coolest part, we got this at Harbor Freight. This is about $150. It has 1,100 pounds of lift, and has very important to have the auto stopper. So as it lifts up, once we get to the top part, we can adjust this, make sure it doesn't yank the stairs out and totally destroy our stairs here. So that's what we have so far. I'm going to give you step by step as we're building it, and just the staining process, the building, and then setting up the remote controlled electric hoist. All right. Alright, so now what we have here is the stair treads. We've painted that. And we have the stair treads themselves. They've already been stained. We're giving them a poly. We're going to do 2 coats on the top, 1 coat on the bottom. Get that set overnight. And then we'll be here tomorrow to start building the whole stairs. Okay, and so now we're going to show you how to build these hinged attic stairs. So what we're going to do first is you lay out the pieces of wood, just get the sizing and everything like that. We're going to have a break right here, and that's going to allow it to fit in this smaller space. So to get the angle first, on the bottom here, get these boards lined up, and you basically going to want to trace out this angle. So I have it resting on the floor to where I want it to go. And this is just my first cut of mini. But I mark this angle here. And I'm going to be recutting this, so this is just so I can get the top part sized. I'm going to cut that now. Alright, so now I'm going to cut my first angle here. The laser lined up. Okay, so now what I've done is I've got my angle cut. Now this is actually longer than where I want it. I want this to start here, but I'm doing this intentionally just so I can get closer to my angle. What I'm doing up here now is I'm taking my level, going across here, and I'm making my mark right here. And it should be fairly level on the bubble. You can get it as close to the bubble as you can, and then we're going to draw my line. And now I have my next cut that I want to make. Alright, so what we have here is we've drawn the line, got the board lined up here from the bottom, and then we've come down to here and we make sure it's a level surface. And now that we have this first board traced, we're going to take the next board and we're going to just trace this board and make a copy of that one. Okay, now what we've done is we got both these two stringer boards up and they're screwed into the top. What I've done is I've cut off the top of this board here to make this even, and this is nice and flush here. It's going to add a lot of strength. And on the bottom I've screwed it down on the floor, which is going to get additional strength. And you can see these lines here. We were messing around with the spacing, and we went to a website. If you Google calculate stair size, there's a website called Easy Stair Calculator, and it will tell you a couple different options if you want what you want for height and length. So we came up with about 7.6 for height, and then length is about 9.5. So we tried a couple different sizes. That's what we like the best. So you can start. We started from the bottom, and when you're doing this, make sure if you're going to do a floor that you put your floating floor on first, and you measure from this going up, and then just keep going up, 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 and then you do the same thing on this side and make sure that they're level. And then we're going to do this next part here, is putting these pieces that's going to hold the stair. We're going to glue that in and nail it with a nail gun. And then we're going to put the stair treads in, just sitting on top, glue that in, nail gun that in, and then we have the stairs. Okay, now we've gotten all these little pieces here, wood, in, and I made sure I took the level and leveled it each time we put it in, and this has been glued and nailed. And each one of these have been leveled, and then once we got these two on each side, we took this here, leveled this in the middle, and leveled it this way, and then leveled it this way. And we went all the way up, and the space should be equidistant as you go up. You definitely don't want a different space in the top or the bottom, because then you create a tripping hazard. So the space should be anywhere between 7 and 8 inches going up, and going this way. The wider you can have it, the better, but at least 9 to 10 would be preferable as far as the length here. So we'll be getting the stairs up next and see how that looks. Okay, and now you can see we have the stairs installed. Now they're not actually tied down, they're still floating here. So we put just 2 screws in each side, and then we have the stairs themselves, and it came out very nice. The one thing is, because of the distance, there's a little bit of a bow when you step on it, just a little bit. But if you had, a guy or 2 people on one stair carrying something, it could be dangerous. So what we're going to do is add some steel rebar, and we're going to put that right in the middle here, and just create a little divot here and a divot here. And that's going to add extra strength, so it wouldn't allow the board to crack. So you don't have to do that, but we just would feel better with that. But all in all, the stairs, they look very nice. You can see right through them. So, all in all, the cost was pretty minimum. Each stair tread is about $10. So, yeah, it's looking good. Alright, so when we put the stairs in, we had a little bit of a bounce. So what we did was we put some rebar and just painted it black. These are only about $3 for a 4-foot bar. And you just take it, you put a little drill screw hole here, so it'll hold it, and then we put it right underneath. As you can see, it sits right below. It's very low profile, and it's much stronger now. It just takes that bounce out and adds a lot of strength with that steel. So